Kaso I have a very urgent matter to attend. However, thank you for joining me tonight, and let me all welcome you to Revamp. I think this is day four. Oh, uh, 4 or 5, I guess. Let me share my screen and let me know kung kita niyo. Okay, so can everybody see it? Thumbs up if you can. Thumbs down kung hindi kita. Okay, very good. Charlene, do you have a question? Okay, if none, we can proceed. Alright, so hindi natin pag-uusapan tonight yung mga medyo technical na aspect ng freelancing. So what we're going to talk about tonight is something basic, fundamental, and at the same time helpful, especially for those na starting pa lang and they are looking into what freelancing has in store for them. um, no, not raise your hand. Thumbs up if you are new to this industry or just exploring, or thumbs down if you are in the zone, just looking for something new. Okay, okay, so medyo madami-dami ang bago pa lang. Okay, so don't worry. Um, wala daw sound kay Ailey. I think sa'yo yun kasi naririnig naman nila ako. Try to, hello Ben, thank you for joining us tonight. So, kung hindi nyo naririnig yung audio ngayon, you can step out and come back. Baka kasi, yun din yung problema ko kanina. So, hindi nyo ako naririnig. So, baka yung audio is hindi na pick up ni Google Meet. So, alis lang muna kayo and then balik kayo. It should resolve the problem. Okay. So, moving on, let me just introduce myself. Nakikita niyo ba? Parang hindi na, hindi lumilipat. Okay, ulitin ko lang. Sorry about that. Okay, again. Si Luis, nag-raise ng hand. May question po ba? Wala naman? Okay. Hindi nakiki-cooperate ang ating presentation sa inyo. Give me 2 minutes lang. Okay, guys, standby. Lilipat lang ako ng computer kasi itong isang ginagamit ko is medyo di nakikipag-cooperate. Bear with me. 1 minute lang. Lipat lang ako ng computer, okay? Thank you.
In the meantime, everyone, kinig ba ako? Hindi ako sure kung rinig ako. At hindi rin nalabas yung video ko. Oh my God! Ay, di ako nakikita ng mga person.
Nakikita ko,
Sandali.
naririnig po.
Nakikita nyo ba ako?
Yes
Kita ba
po.
ako? Hindi lumalabas talaga na yung ano ko, yung video ko. But, paano ba to? Siyempre, hindi ko na naman alam yung ginagawa ko sa technology. O, to. Okay na to. Kung nakikita nyo man ako, good for you. Hindi ko nakikita yung sarili ko. But in the meantime, habang um, kita ba ako? Hindi, nag-iisip na naman ako. Alam niyo naman yung ano, habang wala si Kochi, guys, please take note sa classroom natin, may mga naka-assign na doon na homework. Meron na rin dong mga due date. So, I'm seeing a lot of people na medyo nalilate sa pagsasubmit. So, please check. If you go to our classroom, make sure na revamp yung nakalagay sa taas. Go to classwork, makikita nyo doon under tools at saka under homework. Kahapon do yung email signature, so I will check on that. If meron halimbawang hindi kayo naiintindihan na instructions, what I want you to do is I want you to watch the instruction or read the instruction again. Pagkat ngayon lang daw nalaman ni Nikki na may revamp. Ano na, B? Ang petsa na, day 4 na to, B. So, anyway, if ano 'to, ang tawag nito, may questions, ganyan, puwede kayong mag-usap guys sa, chat space natin. So, kung wala pa sa chat space, paki-check po ulit ang inyong emails because we sent an invite for everyone na. Kung wala pa rin sa email ninyo, mag-email na lang sa support. Mga bagay na puwede natin pag-usapan sa chat space, kung meron kayong question sa classmates niyo, kung may something na alam niyo yung gets niyo naman pero kailangan ng kaunting clarity. However, if it is related na sa kailangan niyo na talaga ng tulong, email is the best way to go. What else? Parang yun lang naman yung reminder ko. May reminder pa ba akong ano? Oo, yun lang. So, repeat lang natin yung process ng ano, ano 'to, repeat lang natin yung process when it comes to kaya hindi ko nakikita yung sarili ko, naka-minimize. Shoot. Hmm, okey. Ayan, kita ko na yung sarili ko. Tatanggalin ko na ulit, hindi ako naligo, eh. Okey, unpin, dito lang ako sa tabi. Hindi ako ready. Dito na ba si Coach Potato? So, recap lang ng ating process for training. So, you guys have all gone through the, ano 'to, onboarding kaya nakarating kayo dito sa training, tama? Thumbs up? Okay. After onboarding, you guys will all be invited sa live training which is this one. Meron tayong 6 to 10 sessions for revamp. Para do sa mga revamp lang nag-enroll, you guys can get a refund after completing the whole training. And when I say the whole training, that means after ng live training na isubmit nyo yung homework on time, after nun, you guys will have to go through module naman na siya. So, hybrid na lahat ng classes natin. Module at saka live. So, module naman siya, application book, pasuyo, um, very detailed yung instruction doon on what to do next. All you have to do talaga is read and understand the process. Kapag hindi naintindihan, babalikan lang ulit. Huwag kayong magsasawa na balik-balikan yung mga bagay na hindi nyo naiintindihan. Um, After nun, makakapag-schedule na kayo ng one-on-one with me. At pagkatapos, pag naipasa na ang mock interview at ang one-on-one, you guys will get your certificates. Any questions about the training process? Any questions so far? Good morning kay Bri at good morning kay Fleur. Ayan na si Coach Potato. Okay, tapos na yung eksena ko. Bye, guys!
Ayun, may commercial.
Very true, may eksena ako. Mga ano ng eksena yan.
Senadora. Anyway,
Mhm.
okay lang yan. Hindi kasi, isang laptop, medyo nagbibigay na ng mga senyales na kailangan na siyang palitan. Wala pa tayong pamalit.
Mhm. Ako actually tapos na. Tapos na yung sa akin, 24 months to pay. Tapos the 195,000 is waiving. Oh my God! No! Sige, bye.
2017 pa lang tong isa, ano na siya,
In
namamaalam na yung
fairness,
battery niya. Ay,
ang tagal
yung
nun.
battery. Tsaka yung software, hindi na kasi upgradable yung software. Di ba, hanggang 5 years lang ang kaya ni
Oo.
Mac na i-upgrade, i-support.
Hindi na Sonata kineso tong isa.
Hanggang ano lang ata itong 2017, hanggang ano na lang siya, Ventura.
Oo, yun lang. Pero di, I mean naman kasi coach, 2017 naman siya. Sabi niya, pagpahingahin mo na ako. Ganon.
Wag naman.
Ano ba naman yung magpahinga na ako sa ROI mo, B? Sabi niya.
Hindi
Oh,
pa
siya.
uma-ROI sa isa, kaya hindi pa pwede.
Alam mo yung ano, sinagot na niya yung bayad mo sa kanya, tapos pananagutan pa niya yung kapatid niya na wala naman siyang kinalaman, bakit dinagdag mo? Oh my God. O siya, sige. Dito lang ako sa side.
Okay. Ayan, sana okay na siya. Ayan. Sharing my screen, let me know kung kita niyo siya. Baka hindi lang siya nagpe-present kanina because hindi sila bate ni Google. What the? Okay, so nauubos ang oras sa kaka-figure out nito. Well, anyway, I'll just find a way for it. Luis, you're raising your hand. May question po ba? Wala naman. Okay. So let's proceed. Share ko na lang yung entire screen ko ha. Kita nyo ba? Kita na? Thumbs up kung kita na. Kasi for some reason, hindi siya makita. Okay, so nakikita nyo na ako. Okay. Alright, so konting house rules lang. Number 1, click on the raise hand icon if you want to speak or may question kayo para mas mabilis ang session natin, and then put yourself on mute if you don't have anything to share, or if it's not your turn to speak up. Please put yourself on mute, and then no need to ask permission to step away. You can always do that, feel free, but make sure to come back as soon as possible kasi para wala kayong ma-miss na topic sa discussion natin. And then actively participate in the discussion. That is highly encouraged. Hindi kasi natin malalaman kung may natutunan tayo kung hindi natin pinapractice yun. Clear po ba? Alright, and then number 5, take note of number 4, and then number 6, follow rule number 5, and number 7, practice rule number 5. Okay? Clear? Alright, moving on. So, ano nga ba yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon? Fundamentals lang naman yung pag-uusapan natin. Hindi, gaya nung sabi ko, hindi tayo magiging technical, hindi tayo magiging magpapaka-scientist ngayon. So, explain lang natin sa mga, marami kasi kanina nag-thumbs up na bago pa lang sila sa industry. So, freelancers, just to have a short definition, you are operating as independent contractor. So, alisin nyo sa isip nyo na kayo ay empleyado. Hindi kayo employee ng client niyo, you are an independent contractor. Much like, pag nagpapagawa ka ng bahay, nag-hire ka ng mga construction workers, nag-hire ka ng foreman, hindi mo sila empleyado. They are your contractors. So that means they are there to provide the services na kailangan mo as a client, as ikaw na nagpapagawa ng bahay. Okay? So, kasi natin sa mindset yon, and then manage your own, you have to make sure that you are thinking along the lines ng pagkakaroon ng sariling business. This includes client acquisition, yung pagkakaroon nyo ng client. It's a process of, although involved dyan yung pag-a-apply, but it's part of the process. But if we are going to see it from a freelancer perspective, that is called client acquisition. Okay? And then once you are hinire na kayo ni client, nag-work na kayo sa kanila, that is called service delivery. Okay? And you have to also make sure that you are aware about your finances. Now, common freelancing categories, pwede natin siyang i-divide into different categories. Andyan yung writing, virtual assistants. Kapag sinabi kasing virtual assistants, kasi yun yung naririnig yung term lagi, pag sinabing virtual assistants, ano lang yon? Part lang yon, is just a category of freelancing. It does not represent the entire industry itself. So that means, pag virtual assistant ka, that is your specialty, but you're also a freelancer at the same time. So you can also become you can also become a web developer. You can also engage into marketing and marami pang iba. Now, among those things na dapat mong tandaan when you get into this industry is that you have self-discipline. and also self-motivation and ability to manage time effectively. Napaka-importante nun. Okay, next. Ano yung mga do's and don'ts? Okay, so not limiting our capacity pagdating sa freelancing. Hindi naman sa nililimitahan natin yung mga dapat yung gawin. We're not telling you kung anong dapat yung gawin. It's really up to you how you are going to approach your journey in this industry. Pero may mga dapat kayong tandaan. Number one is maintaining professionalism. Siguro naman lahat tayo galing tayo sa corporate or meron tayong trabaho ngayon, may trabaho tayo dati, and one of the rules of the workplace is you have to be professional at all times, because in the process, while you are there working with your client, you are conducting a business, and it is a common etiquette when you are working in a business to always maintain composure and professionalism. Now, setting boundaries, since working from home is primarily, working as a freelancer is primarily working from home. So you have to set clear boundaries and expectations with your client, with yourself, and that includes yung deliverables at saka timelines. Manage your finances meticulously. Balikan natin yung setting boundary, no? Kasi marami tayong mga kumare sa freelancing na, oh yes, may uupo ka sa table, magtatrabaho ka. And since nasa bahay ka lang, not everyone sa loob ng bahay naiintindihan kung ano yung ginagawa mo. What they see is only nakaupo ka dyan sa nagko-computer ka maghapon. Yun lang yung nakikita nila, but they do not have a very in-depth understanding of what you are doing at that moment. So nakikita lang nila nag-computer ka. And then, andyan yung example lang naman. Andyan yung nanay mo na uutusan ka bigla, oy, magluto ka na, oy, maglaba ka na. Pagkasampay muna to doon. Wala ka naman ginagawa dyan, nagko-computer ka lang. Set boundaries, not just with your client, but with yourself and everyone in your work environment. So once you sit on that table sa station mo, that means you are wired in. When we say wired in, hindi ka pwedeng istorbohin. Just because nasa bahay ka nagtatrabaho, pwede kang istorbohin ng mga tao sa paligid mo. No. And set a clear boundary about that. When you start working with your client, let everyone know sa bahay ninyo na pag ako umupo dito sa computer, huwag niyo ako istorbohin, please. Okay? Manage time effectively. Napaka straightforward naman yan. Of course, dun papasok yung may client ka ngayon, hindi mo naman, hindi ikaw mag-set ng time for your client. Yung client mo mag-set ng time kung kailan ka mag-work, kailan ka matatapos. So if you have prior engagement, so that means may mga obligasyon ka sa bahay, sa labas, ng mga ganong oras. Make sure that you are managing them effectively, making sure that your time is blocked completely during your client hours. Okay? So, wala dyan yung Miko, nandito ka pa, no? Pero wala naman siguro sa atin yung nagwo-work habang tumatagay. Meron ba? Andiyan pa ba si Meryl? So walang ganon. Okay, walang munang ganon. Focus muna sa work. So paandyan yung tropa, papasok, pupunta, ay no, tagay tayo. Kasi kaya yung sila tumagay dyan. Just make sure that you are totally focused on what you're doing. Okay? And then engage in continuous learning. So that means dahil natuto ka na ngayon sa revamp, natuto ka na ng SMM, natuto ka na ng marketing, natuto ka na ng automation, titigil ka na. No, because freelancing is a very fast-paced industry. I mean literally, kung ano yung alam mong proseso ngayon sa trabaho mo, come 3-6 months later, medyo outdated na yan. Meron ng mas bago. So if you are using ChatGPT right now to produce contents, outlines for some of your work, baka after 3 months may bago ng mas maganda. Baka naman after 6 months, si Perplexity na yung mas magandang gamitin, hindi na si ChatGPT. So yung mga ganong bagay. Not just in terms of tools, kailangan yung overall upskilling mo dapat laging updated. All right? And then yung mga don'ts, overcommitting. Okay, number 1. Pag nandiyan na kayo sa harap ng client niyo, ang tinanong kayo ni client, and then kailan mo to matatapos, and knowing that you are just starting right now, and at the back of it, pinag-aaralan mo pa lang yung ibang work areas, yung mga ibang skills, tools, pinag-aaralan mo pa lang. Hindi ka pa ganun ka, let's say, expert sa paggamit ng mga tools. And then, sinabihan ka ni client na marunong ka ba mag-Trello? And then sinabi mo, kaya ko yan. At pinagawa niya sa'yo yung project. And then, tinanong ka, how long are you going to finish this? And then sinabi mo, I can finish it in 2 hours. Yung client mag-i-expect na tapos mo na yan in 2 hours. So since nag-gauge mo sa sarili mo na hindi mo pa kayang tapusin yung isang trabaho ng mabilis, ng efficient, don't overcommit. Kapag sinabi ni client na, sige, I will hire you as a marketing specialist, ito yung target natin, kailangan pataasin natin yung sales. Ngayon, nasa 1 million pa lang, and then when we hire you, can you guarantee that we're going to increase the sales by 20%, 30%, at ikaw pinangako mo, when you hire me, I promise to or guarantee that your sales will boost up to 50-70%. Overcommitment yon, okay? So don't do that. Make it as realistic as possible with your client. Now, don't ignore red flags. Ito yung mga sinasabi nating red flags, yung mga unpaid work, unclear terms. So, bago kayo magsimula kay client ninyo, may mga tinatawag tayong terms of service. Yung mga nanggaling sa corporate dyan, when you close a contract with a client, meron tayong tinatawag na terms of service. Naka-outline doon, ano yung mga deliverables mo, ano yung mga expectations ng client, ano yung expectation sa'yo ng client. So, yung mga ganong bagay, dapat malinaw yan bago ka mag-start ng work sa client mo. And at the same time, unpaid work. So, that means, pasensya na kayo sa pronunciation ko kasi kulang ako ng ngipin ngayon. So, medyo lumulusot yung hangin kapag nag-i-S tayo. So, unpaid work. So when we say unpaid work, wait lang. Pinagawa ka ng trabaho ngayon, ang sabi sa'yo, weekly ang sahod mo. Kaso, isang buwan ang nakakaraan, hindi pa bayad yung first week mo, pero trabaho ka pa rin ng trabaho. Dahil hindi ka martir, hindi ka, alam mo yon, porket sinabing freelancer, if free na yung trabaho mo, it doesn't translate to that. So, make sure that you are paid on time and paid right for what you have accomplished. Now, don't stop marketing your services. Ito yung dedication. Dedicate yourself through continuous learning, nabanggit natin kanina. And then, don't stop marketing your services. Once meron ka ng steady client, keep on networking. Kasi sabi nga nila, ang freelancing is very unstable. Uncertain yan. So, kayon may client ka, bukas yung client pagising, tinopak, sabi niya, ayoko na sa'yo. So, may client ka ngayon, bukas wala na. So you have to make sure na meron kang fallback. So meron kang client ngayon na full-time, at least kahit pa paano, meron ka pa rin part-time on the side. It also makes you more productive, no? Kapag meron kang full-time client and then meron ka pa namang time para sa sarili mo, you don't know how to make use of that time, might as well get another client na kahit part-time lang, at least may fallback ka. Kung mawala yung long term at yung full-time, I mean, at least hindi ka nawalan. And while you're still searching for another full-time client, meron ka pa ring client na mini-maintain. So always make sure to market yourself continuously and at the same time keep networking. Kasi minsan yung paghahanap ng client hindi yan limited sa Upwork lang, sa Fiverr, or kung saan man kayo nag-a-apply o sa mga agencies. You have to also connect with the right people. And then, don't delay communication. Communicating problems, addressing them early with your client is very important because tandaan nyo, hindi kayo nakikita ng client ninyo in a physical space. Puro virtual lang. Meeting, chat, email. So kapag may nakakaligtaan kang dapat ipaalam sa client mo, i-communicate, at pare-pareho kayong hindi nyo na naalala yon, it's going to, impact succeeding outcomes nung business ni client and at the same time, yung work output mo din. Okay, clear? Alright, moving on. Sorry, masyadong mahaba yung na ubos nating time kanina, but I'll make sure to make this as fast as possible. Now, ano bang difference between freelancing niche? Pag sinabi kasi nating virtual assistant, web development, graphic design, content writing, yung mga example ko na yan, ang tawag dyan niche. Okay? And each of it has its own market demand. May sariling skill set yan at may sariling pay scale. Alright? So, each freelancing niche, for example, si content writing, it focuses on research, storytelling, SEO, technical writing, novel, academics, book writing, script writing. So, alam nyo ba, kung meron kayong talent sa pagsusulat ng script, may client para dyan. So, continue on perfecting that skill kasi may demand for script writing. Saan ba ako makakakuha ng work for script writing? Kasi baka iniisip nyo script writing is sa TV at sa movie lang. Script writing also applies in games. So, may mga game developer na naghahanap ng writer to construct the storyline ng kanilang game. Alright? So, pwedeng yon ang gawin mong niche para sa sarili mo. Now, we have graphic design. Ang emphasis niyan mostly on creativity. Mas technical yung tools na ginagamit like Photoshop, Illustrator, Canva. Kung marunong ka mag-Canva ngayon, kung hindi pa, might as well use it or mag-practice ka na. And then we also have web development. Ito mas technical lalo kasi it involves coding languages. Kung alam niyo yung mga coding languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So sino dito yung mga graduate ng computer science? Thumbs up. Computer science. Wale? Okay. Kung galing ka sa ganong education background, I believe lang naman kasi hindi naman ako web developer. I believe you have a greater advantage because naiintindihan mo na tong mga jargon na to like HTML, CSS, ano-ano ba yung mga lintik na yan. Pero explain natin mamaya kung bakit may kinalaman yung background mo, yung work experience mo, yung educational background mo, may kinalaman yan sa magiging journey mo sa freelancing. Now, next is virtual assistants. Ito yung pinaka-common. Administrative tasks. Yan, mga ano yan, mga kebot yan. So, project management, client interaction. So, to sum it up, ang virtual assistant, if we are going to compare it in a corporate space, that is you are an office clerk and a secretary. If you are an executive virtual assistant, you are an executive secretary. That's how you would put it. So kung galing ka na sa ganyang work environment, I believe you have an upper hand when it comes to emphasizing your experience, your skills. Bakit kailangan ikaw yung i-hire ni client? Because you already have these experiences before. And then when you select your niche, iba-iba, like I said, iba-iba yan. You have to find where your strength lies. So that means alam mo sa sarili mo that you are not tech savvy. When I say tech savvy, hindi ka ma-explore ng mga tools, hindi ka masyadong gumagamit nun in your personal agendas, hindi ka hindi ka nagka-calendar ng buhay mo, hindi ka nag email, ginagamit mo lang yung email pang sign up ng kung anek-anek. So hindi mo ina-apply to sa sarili mo. And then you want to become an executive virtual assistant, which highly involves the use of calendars, email, and a lot of things. Alam mong hindi ka well equipped for that, and then you're going to jump into it. It undermines the need for leverage. When we say need for leverage, that means using your present assets in order for you to produce gains. Ano ba yung gains na yan? Ang gains na yan is yung freelancer work mo, yung magiging career mo as a freelancer, that would be your gain. And what be your leverage? Your immediate asset right now. Mahirap pag bungi. Nalusot yung hangin. Your current asset is your strength. Yun yung experience mo with your previous clients, with your previous corporate job, kung ano man yung trabaho mo, meron kang natutunan dyan at may na-build kang skill set galing doon na pwede mong dalhin dito sa freelancing. And that would be your leverage. And with that, saka ka mag-o-offer ng services na align sa kung ano yung alam mo. Now, I mentioned earlier na kailangan mag-continuous learning ka. Of course, we have to do that. But in the process of getting into this industry as a starter, sabi na natin startup, nag-i-startup ka as a freelancer. As a startup, you are still hilaw pa when it comes to skills expertise. Hilaw pa yan. Although may alam ka na, may na-establish ka ng basic, may certificate ka na galing kay Vloggery, di ba? So, hindi pa din doon natatapos yon. You have to make sure that you are leveling it up. If you can do it slowly, one step at a time, by all means do it. But importante, nag-i-scale up ka. Alright? Nag-a-upgrade. Clear po ba? So far, clear po ba tayo? May questions? Matatawa kayo dyan. Tawag dito, wait lang, isipin na natin yung Si Vernaga, IT. Ayan, okay, very good. Perfect. Shot puno sa Spanish latte. Ang social naman ng pang-shot niya, Spanish latte. Kami Nescafe, lang, yung stick. O di kaya yung coffee ko, yung yung twin pack. Pag pag nakakaluwag-luwag ka, yung dalawang yon titimplahin mo. Pag gipit ka, isa lang. Wait lang. Okay, so going back. What's next? So let's talk about essential skills. Alright, so dito na tayo sa skills. Marunong ba ako tumambling? Marunong ba ako mag-split? Marunong ba ako mag-cartwheel habang umi-split? So, tignan natin, ano nga ba ang meron sa freelancing skills? So, basic. Number one is communication, of course. You should know how to communicate, exchange ideas. Pero, ito kung hindi ka ganun galing mag-English, ako tinatry ko mag-English pero hindi talaga ayaw sa akin ng English. At ang hangin sa bibig ko lumulusot talaga. Medyo mahirap. But we are trying. And kung hindi ka ganun kagaling mag-English ngayon, it doesn't matter. You just have to go with it. Ang importante is yung communication and connection. Communication only happens when there is a connection. So, kahit hindi ka ganun kagaling mag-English and your client, naiintindihan mo ka ni client, naiintindihan mo din si client, naiintindihan mo din yung instructions niya, nagkakaintindihan kayo. So definitely there is a connect. That means you are communicating in such a way that communication has intended. Okay? Hindi kailangang super galing mag-English. It's at least an intermediate level kind of English skills, communication skills na meron ka. That's enough. And again, ang payo natin lagi sa mga kumare natin is dapat na continuous yung learning. So kung medyo tagilid ka sa English ngayon, might as well in the process learn it. Okay, tama na panonood ng Korean novela, wala na bang kliyente na Korean ngayon? Manood ka ng English na English movies, English series. Focus ka muna doon. Tapos kahit pangit yung story, importante i-on mo yung subtitle, basahin mo, pakinggan mo paano nila sinasabi, paano sila nagsasalita, paano nila binubuo yung conversation. I believe that's a good practice kasi doon din naman ako nagsimula mag-practice sa mga ganun, okay? Yung mga mahilig mag-Korean novela dyan, tigil-tigilan muna natin yan. Kailangan mag-commit, okay? Kung hindi pa ganun kagaling mag-English, okay, mag-English series and movies muna tayo. Tabi muna natin yung sila Junwoo ba yun? Sorry na. Hindi ako masyado sa Korean. So, going back, communication, just to sum it up, it should be a clear and effective connection established with you and your client, especially on matters that are critical. There should be a consistent interaction and feedback. You are receiving feedback and you are giving feedback between you and your client. It's very important kasi especially that hindi kayo nagwo-work in a physical space, walang yung boss mo hindi naman pupunta sa workstation mo, sa table mo para tapikin ka. May papagawa sa iyo. It always happens virtually and napakadaling ma-miss yung mga important communication. So you have to make sure that you are well equipped on that part. Now, next is time management. So balancing multiple projects and meeting deadlines, very important for the client, of course. Again, on a personal perspective, siguro, always you always have to make sure na everyone involved in your life knows that you are working in this industry, that you are not to be bothered during this period, during this time. And kung may mga kailangan kang gawin, make sure to manage them according to the time na kailangan nagtatrabaho ka. Now, problem solving, ability to troubleshoot issues that arise independently. Meron kasing dalawang klase ng problem solver. Merong reactive at meron ding proactive. When we say reactive problem solver, ikaw yung tipo ng tao na hihintayin mo muna yung problema na mag-surface. Andyan muna yung problema bago ka gumawa ng solusyon. Yun si reactive. Now, kung proactive ka naman, alam mong magkakaroon ng problema. Before it happens, you are already taking measures to avoid that problem from happening. If it's unavoidable, inevitable, na magkakaroon talaga ng problema yan kahit anong gawin mo, magre-result siya into an issue. You, as a problem solver, ang gagawin mo na lang is to mitigate and repair. So when we say mitigate and repair, na-anticipate mo na yan, alam mo nang mangyayari yan, what you can do is to at least work on reducing the impact of that issue with your client, with your client's business. Reduce the impact by mitigation, and at the same time, meron ka nang naka-ready na solusyon to address whatever the issue is happening. So, dapat marunong ka nun. Most of the time, ang mga problemang na-encounter mo pa nag-work ka na as a freelancer, they happen kapag, alam mo yung mag-isa ka na lang nag-work. Minsan, meron kasing mga freelancing work na nasa team ka. So, marami kayo. Marami kang pwedeng pagtanungan. You can ask for help. But 50% of the time, you are working alone. And when you encounter issues with your work, with your client's business, and you are, let's say you do not have that level of authority to make decisions for the business, what you can do is to solve the problem as they happen. And when you become a freelancer, you have to make sure na alam mo kung anong gagawin mo pag nagkaroon ka ng problema sa work. Let's say you're a web developer. Deadline na bukas, launch na nung web campaign. Bukas na yung launch noon. So naka-ready na, may pabanda na si client, may pa-red carpet si client, and then kumuha siya ng mga kung sino-sino to boost the awareness of the event. And then critical yung website for that launch. And then it so happened that you encounter issues like hindi gumagana yung code na nilalagay mo ron. Yung coding language na ginamit mo is not supported by the platform. Let's say you're working in Sanity Studio to build the website, and then it so happened you're using HTML coding. Not every section in Sanity can actually accommodate HTML. Kaso yung customization ninyo kailangan talagang naka-code instead of drag and drop para mas bongga yung website. Hindi mo siya mapagana. So that's an issue that you need to resolve at the moment. At kung hindi mo na kaya, then papasok ang communication. You have to make sure that your client know what's happening and what is your plan on solving that problem. And at the same time, you can always ask your client for their input para kasi alam niya kung ano yung pwedeng gawin dun sa issue na yan. Now, dito papasok yung self-discipline. So when we say self-discipline, it's staying motivated on task without external oversight. The good thing with freelancing is that wala dyan yung boss mo sa tabi mo, or hindi ka pupuntahan ng boss mo sa cubicle mo every now and then para tanongin kung tapos na ba yan, tapos na ba to, tapos na ba yan. Walang ganon. So, in order for you to always be on track with your task without external oversight, kahit walang nagpa-follow up sa'yo, walang nagtatanong sa'yo, walang nagbabantay sa'yo, you are well aware that you have to finish your deliverables. It's like doing the right thing without anyone watching. Parang gano'n. Self-discipline is very important. So, sa bahay ka nagtatrabaho and then iniisip mo, hindi naman ako nakikita ng boss ko. What if mag-login ako at tapos matutulog ako? Wag na wag niyong gagawin yan. Okay, just because you are working from home, that means pwede niyong dayain yung sarili niyo at yung client niyo with your work, with your output, and whatever is required of you. Don't do that, okay? It's all about self-discipline. So if you need to work, then work. Kasi baka mamaya naka-login ka na kapag inuman ka pala. Now, I'll tell you a story pala. Ito, i-chismis ko na. Alam nyo ba, siguro since mahilig tayo sa chismis, kaya kumari ko yung si Mary Rose. So eto na nga. Siguro 4 years ago, meron akong isang staff. May VA ako doon sa client namin na nakaticket kasi lahat ng mga tasks. Lahat ng mga gagawin mo for the day, nakaticket yon. So, kunin mo yung ticket, gagawin mo yung task, and then check off, and then close the ticket, and then next, ganun lang, dire-diretso. So, every day, natatapos niya yon. Nakukumpleto niya, no? Without us na tawag dito, nagtatanong kung tapos na ba to, tapos na ba yan. And then lately, napapansin kasi namin, especially ako, napapansin, yung team manager niya, nagre-report na sa akin na, bakit parang ang daming naiiwang ticket? Parang hindi naman kasi ganito yung ganap noon. Parang ngayon, ang daming naiiwan, tapos laging naro-roll forward next day. Syempre, pag naiiwan ka ngayon, bukas, ibang set of tickets na naman yan, so madadagdag yun. So, padagdag ng padagdag hanggat may iniiwan ka. So, eto na nga. Ang ganap ay, si ate mo pala, she's a girl. So, si ate mo pala is nagla-login, tinuruan niya yung jowa niya kung paano gawin yung mga tickets, and then yung jowa niya yung nagtatrabaho. At si ate mo ay tulog. Na how did we find out? Hindi namin siya tinatanong tungkol doon, but there is a pattern. Because when you get to this industry, especially if you are someone who is working with your client in terms of management. So, I'm operations management kasi for that client. So, part of my responsibility is to make sure that everyone is meeting their KPIs. And key performance indicator. One of the KPIs is natatapos mo yung workload, set of workload in a set amount of time. And then may QA, yung QA, chine-check niya yung output kung okay or hindi. Now, kapag medyo nag-up or down yung trend ng performance mo, titignan natin yung pinakamababa na trend sa work performance mo, titignan natin siya. Ngayon, kapag one time, alam nyo ba yung sa ospital, kapag yung may someone nakaratay, tapos may heart monitor, yung may up and down na ganon, kung malalaman kung buhay pa, kung humihinga pa ba yan. So, parang ganon siya. O titignan natin ano yung up, ano yung peak nung up niya, up performance, ano yung peak ng low performance. Ngayon, kapag yung peak ng low performance is nabibit yon, that means meron pang mas ibababa at then nagiging madalas yung low performance na yon, yung peak na tinatawag. Pag napapadalas yon, it's a pattern. So, ako or even si client, mapapansin na ba't parang nag-iiba ata ang ihip ng hangin dito kay virtual assistant na to. Ano ba nangyayari? So, that's the time that we are going to make some investigations, titignan namin yung mga past performance, and then magkakaroon kaming assumption. In our case, tinawagan namin si virtual assistant by surprise kasi hindi siya nag-on ng camera and hindi rin naman namin nire-require. By surprise, tinawagan namin siya. Ako tinawagan ko over the phone. At ang sumagot ay si kuya mo, jowa niya. And then, hinanap ko si ate girl na VA. And then, hindi yata na training maigi yung jowa niya kasi sabi ng jowa niya, ay tulog po. Dahil, huli ka balbon. Tulog si ate mo during the work hours. So, that already established our case to terminate the person. So, ang haba ng chismis ko, di ba? So, yun yung example natin ng self-discipline. So, if you would like to be, just because you're working at home, walang nakatingin sa'yo, walang nakakita sa'yo, you can do, you can get away with something. Mind you, there are ways that your client or even kung sino yung magiging manager mo or for your freelance work, kung sino magiging magma-manage sa'yo, malalaman nila if you're doing something dubious. Okay? So, might as well not do it para everyone happy. Okay, clear po ba? So, next is networking. Nabanggit ko na to kanina. So, building professional network to acquire new clients and opportunities. Napaka-importante yan. So, kung ngayon, nandito kayo sa group ni Vloggy Mary as a trainee, since magkakabatch naman kayo, why not, network with each other, magkamustahan kayo after a month or so. Uy, may client ka na ba? Kung may client na siya, perfect, pasok mo naman ako. Mga ganon. O kaya, may client ka na ba? Ikaw naman yung tatanungin, uy, may client ka na ba? Sabi mo, wala pa eh. Ako may client ako, kailangan nila ng VA, hala tara. What do you call this? Rekomenda kita. Mga ganong eksena, alam nyo ba yun? Importante yun, kaya network lang. Kung medyo hindi kayo masyadong ma-people person, at least be in a group, join a group, just be there, observe, and, see what opportunity is there for you that you can grab. All right? So, networking is very important. So, next, pag-usapan sana natin yung tools, pero daanan ko na lang ng mabilis para ma-cover pa natin yung practice activity. So, banggitin ko lang, no? So, when you have the skills na, iba yung meron kang skills at iba rin yung may alam ka sa tools. Okay? Yung tools at yung skills, magkaiba yan. Magaling ka tumambling pero hindi ka marunong gumamit ng baton. Hindi ka magiging majorette. So, kailangan mo ng tools. Okay? So, familiarize yourself with tools tulad ng Slack for communication. Ito na lang, yung Google Meet, yung Google Chat. Okay? Kung hindi pa ka pa masyadong marunong gumamit niyan, go ahead, practice. Meron naman kayong chat group to talk with the rest of the other trainees. Then, go ahead. Do it for practice, and then also depende sa niche na meron ka. So kung graphic designer ka and you only know how to use Photoshop, medyo limited ka doon kasi may client na gusto nila marunong ka din ng Illustrator or yung ibang marunong ka din ng Final Cut Pro kung medyo nakakaluwag-luwag yung client mo. video yung ginagawa nyo, so Final Cut, ganyan, mga, kung hindi ka pa marunong noon, may mga ways naman na pwede mo siyang pag-aralan, but you have to make yourself available for those times na kailangan marunong ka ng mga tools na yon. May time ka na pag-aralan yon, and then hindi naman kailangan sobrang maging expert ka sa mga tools na yun. Kailangan lang familiar ka. Pag tinanong ka ni client, can you use Salesforce? No, I cannot use Salesforce at the moment. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to use it. Sorry, I don't know how to use it. But give me a couple of days, and then I'll try to learn as much as I can, and then we'll go back to this conversation again. What do you need me to do in Salesforce? Let me know. So, kung hindi nyo pa alam yung mga tools na pinapagawa sa inyo ni client, you can always say no, but you can always offer some sort of compromise. Kung hindi mo alam gamitin, tell your client, be honest with your client, okay? Be honest with your client na hindi nyo siya alam gamitin, but offer a guarantee that given ample time, you should be able to execute the work using that tools. So, ganun lang. And then, next, kung nasa marketing and sales ka, you have to learn how to promote your service. Kung nasa marketing niche ka, of course, dapat alam mo paano i-market yung sarili mo and your services to build a brand. Okay, every freelancer encompasses a brand. So that means hindi kayo generic freelancer. May mga brand kayo. What makes you tick? What makes you stand out? What makes you different from the rest of the other freelancers? You have to highlight that on your service promotion. Upon nag-apply kayo with your client, you have to, emphasize on what make you unique. And then financial literacy, of course, you have to understand pricing models. Paano mo ba ipa-price yung rate mo with your client, be it hourly or retainer, tax obligations. Kung nagbabayad ka ng tax, you should know how to do it as well. Marami naman tayong mga kaibigan dyan na nagtuturo din about tax. And then income tracking. So, sorry, huwag niyo akong tanongin sa income track. Medyo tagilid tayo sa income tracking. Medyo bulagsak po tayo sa part na yun. Si Mickey. Oh. Okay, next, fundamentals of freelancing. No? May time pa tayo. I think we can still do it in 15 minutes. I will encourage you guys to nasa computer ba kayo lahat ngayon o merong nasa phone? May gumagamit ng phone? Computer naman. Okay. So ano ba yung natin? Ano ba yung kita niyo na tuloy. So ano ba yung task natin? Time management exercise. Ito pwede naman kasing assignment ito. Ang gagawin nyo is using your Google Calendar, you have to plan out what's it going to be for the next month. Kahit 1 month lang. Alam niyo ba paano gumamit ng calendar? Thumbs up kung marunong na kayo nun. Nasa repair shop po yung laptop ko. Okay lang, Crystalline. May naman. May recording naman tayo. You can go back to it anytime. So, sino yung mga hindi pa masyadong marunong mag-calendar or marunong gumawa ng calendar? Para maiba. Kasi lahat thumbs up. So, iba naman. Sad face. Hindi pa marunong maggawa ng calendar, sad face. Ayan, okay. Okay, perfect. Let me share my screen. Ay, naka-share na pala. Okay, open ko lang yung calendar ko, ha? And let me know kung kita niyo siya. Ay, wait. magtanggal muna tayo ng mga hindi kailangan sa buhay. Okay, kita niyo ba to? Yung calendar ko, i-ano ko nga, lipat ko lang yung sharing nito. Para mas malinaw. Ayan, so, malinaw na ba? Okay, perfect. So, ganito yan. So, kapag gumagawa kayo ng calendar, we are following the exercise, no? Time management exercise. So, kung para mas maging effective to para sa inyo, punta kayo sa calendar, ayan. And then, kung mapapansin nyo, ang calendar nyo is naglalaman lang ng yung main, yung birthday, at minsan may mga holidays. Ayan, holidays in the Philippines. Wala naman tayong ganap dyan at wala namang, as a freelancer, hindi naman tayo nag-observe ng holiday sa Pilipinas. So, okay. What I'm going to do is, sa my calendars, meron diyang ellipsis. Okay, kung hindi nyo alam kung ano yung tawag dyan, yung tatlong dot na vertical tawag dyan is ellipsis. Click on that. Meron dyan settings and sharing. Okay, pwede nyong i-set up yan according to your liking. At dito naman, meron dyan plus sign, other calendar. So ito yung gagawin nyo. As your assignment, click nyo yan, add another calendar. And then, meron kayong option dito to subscribe, create, browse from URL or import. So, click nyo yung create new calendar. Lagyan nyo siya ng lagyan nyo siya ng label, pangalan. Lagay ko sa akin, for example, 1-month plan. Tapos, be specific. Description, let's say, my freelancing journey. Ayan. And then, set a time zone. Kung wala kayo sa Pilipinas, set it according to the time kung nasaan kayo. Wala naman siguro nasa Alaska sa inyo, no? So, ayan, pwedeng Central, pwedeng Coordinated Universal Time para nagpapalit siya automatically. So, Philippine time na lang tayo para hindi masyadong maarte. So, create calendar. Click nyo yung create calendar. Ayan. Once you have your calendar created. Teka, are you guys following? Raise your hand. Thumbs up. May question po ba? Nakita na po ba yung pinapahanap natin na calendar? Ayan, naka-open ng mga calendar. Okay. Raise your hand lang pag may question ha, or medyo challenging sa inyo yung pinapakita natin. Well, going back, nakagawa na kayo ng calendar. Click nyo lang tong settings na to. Ayan. Ask me later. So, meron na dyan agad 1-month plan. Ay, nakita nyo, 1-month plan. So, it's a separate calendar. Uncheck nyo lang yung ibang calendar na meron kayo dyan para mag-clear out siya. Ayan. Pag clinic ko yung akin, ayan. Lalabas lahat ng mga schedules ko. Pero kapag in-uncheck ko yan, ito lang yung 1-month plan lang muna. And then, balik tayo sa 1-month plan, 1-month plan, and then click nyo yung tatlong dot, click on the ellipsis, click nyo yung settings and sharing. Nakakasunod po ba? Okay naman? Okay. And then, what you need to do is access permissions for event. For this particular calendar lang to You can either make it available to public. Everyone can see your calendar, okay? You can make it available to public, or you can share it with people, specific people. Click nyo lang to doon. Click nyo lang yan, add people and groups, tapos lagay nyo yung email ko. Ang email ko is, teka lang. Lagay ko yung email ko dito ha. And then, dito nyo send. Ayan. I-add nyo tong email address na to doon sa calendar na ginagawa nyo now. Share with specific people. Add nyo lang yung calendar na yan. Copy. Pakita ko na. So, ayan. Paste nyo lang dyan. Select. And then, set kayo ng permission. Okay? Baka in-add nyo yan. Tapos, hindi naman namin makita. Alright. Para ang meron lang viewing access sa calendar mo is ako. Mary Rose. Ano, pa-add ko na ba? Sino gusto mong pa-add ko dito? For admin or pa-add kita? What you want? Let me know. This would be an assignment. Sige, ito na lang muna. So, add my email address, set permission, see all event and details. Alright? Or make changes to event. Hindi ko naman pakikialaman yung buhay nyo sa calendar na yan. Kaya don't worry. See all events and details lang. Okay na. Yung iba kasi make changes and manage sharing. Ayan. So, kayo bahala mag setup niyan. Basta importante, pwede siyang ma-view. See all events. Okay, clear? And then, click send. Makaka-receive ako ng email on my end na share nyo sa akin yung calendar. Alright? So, once na-set nyo na yan, pwede kayong mag-add ng notification dito. So, every event na gagawin nyo dyan sa calendar, pwede kayong mag-set ng notification. So, 10 minutes before or all-day event, 1 day before, halimbawa naglagay kayo sa calendar na magsha-siargao ako next week. So, pwede nyo akong i-notify na nasa Siargao ka 1 day before, di ba? So, other notifications pwede nyo dito i-set up yan. I-select nyo na lang dito. Nakakasunod ba lahat? If not, then pwede ka naman ulitin. Nakakasunod naman. Okay. Balikan natin. Now, ano yung gagawin natin dito? Let's say for example, click natin, mag-start tayo ng, bakit March 2025? Napaka-advance naman mag-isip ng calendar na. October 11. So let's say Monday. Sa Monday, ang gagawin ko ay sa Monday, gigising ako ng hindi ko gigising ba ng hapon dito or umaga? Anong prefer nyo? Thumbs down pag hapon kayo gumigising, night person, thumbs up kung day person kayo. Ayan. Okay, perfect. So, let's say nagigising kayo ng 4 p.m. Ayan. Okay nyo, make coffee. And then, add a task. Pwede kayo mag-task. Alright? So, dito, event, pwede kasi usually, baka event lang yung nakikita nyo. Pwede kayo mag-task. Lagay nyo dyan kung ano yung mga kailangan nyong gawin. My task, ayan. Mamaya, papakita ko kung ano yung mga task na pwede nyong gawin. So, my task. Nakikita nyo ba to? Yung sa may gilid. My task nakalagay. Click nyo yan. And then, pwede kayo mag-add. Let's say, create new list dito sa taas para hindi nakahalo dun sa generic. Again ha, click nyo tong icon sa gilid na task. Click nyo yan. And then, select sa taas, create new list. 1 month plan. Okay, done. So, mag-add ka ng task. Ang gagawin mo dito is course review. Mag-review ng mga previous lessons. Pwede ka mag-set ng time. I-set mo to ng repeat. On repeat siya, click nyo yung repeat. Ayan. Date and time, click nyo to. Tapos, click nyo yung repeat. So, 14, make sure na sinelect nyo yung 14 ha. And then, click repeat. And then, never end. Or mag-end siya after 30 recurrences. And after ilang Mondays to? 4? 4 na Mondays. Mag-set kayo ng time. Ano yung time na set natin kanina? Nagising kayo ng 4 p.m. So magkakape pa kayo, ganyan. So 4:30, set ko siya ng 4:30. Hit okay. Ayan, so Monday, October 14, may task ka na. So kung gagawa ka dito ng, discard ko muna to. Kung gagawa ka dito ng bagong calendar, let's say, event, 4:30 yung nakaschedule mo na task, di ba? Sinet mo yung sarili mo na mag-aaral ka ng course review. Mag-course review ka ng 4:30, every 4:30 p.m. So dito, click mo yan. You have to remind yourself about that. And then click task. I-add mo yung task na ginawa mo dito. Hindi pa siya nag-update. What the? Okay, supposedly, dapat kapag meron ka ditong 1-month plan, bawa, may task, 1-month plan, ganyan. Pag sinelect mo yung task, dapat maselect mo siya rito. Alright? Hindi pa siya lumalabas. But, you can create it as an event. Gawin mo siyang daily. Set it to 4:30 hanggang 5:30, 1 hour. And then, ano yung mga kailangan mong gawin dito? Mag-review. That's every day, 4:30 to 5:30. Gawin natin siyang custom. Monday to Friday lang. Kasi baka may date kayo ng Saturday, Sunday, di ba? Monday to Friday. Gawin natin Monday to Friday lang. Select nyo lang to. Monday, every weekday, Monday to Friday. And then, pwede nyo gawin siya na Zoom meeting. May kita Zoom meeting. Kung meron kayong Zoom, may-meeting nyo yung sarili nyo. Pero pwede lang hindi. Example lang naman yan. So, save. Ayan. Ito ay daily review or daily learnings. This and the following events. Para lahat ng mga kasunod niyang events will have the same description. Month, so that means, ayan na. Every day, kung makikita nyo, every day, meron ka nang nakaset na 4:30 p.m. May daily, may daily activity. Pwede kang mag-add dyan. So let's say, for example, 8 p.m., starting November, 8 p.m., add ka dyan, practice. Practice ka ng mga natutunan mo. Ba't nila malabas yung mic task ko rito? Anyway. Add time. Sabihin na natin 8 p.m. So, nag-dinner kayo 4:30 hanggang 5:30. Sagluto ka, for example. Nagluto ka ng dinner, 7:30. So, let's say 9 p.m. 9 p.m. hanggang, let's say 11 p.m. You have 2 hours. Repeat mo yan every weekday na meron kang practice learning. So, that means nag-aral ka ng SMM, magpa-practice ka. So, pag-practice mo yung sarili mong social media account, ganun, gagawa ka lang, kunwari may promo ka. Promo, libre nyo ako for this weekend for only 200 pesos, ganun. So, save. Practice. So, every 9 p.m., every day, meron ka ng practice. And do it for the next 30 days. All right? Hindi naman kailangan all throughout. If you just have to plan this out for the rest of the month, we would just like to see how it looks like from your end. Ano ba yung magiging plan mo for the month? And this also shows how you manage your time effectively. This will also allow you to practice how to use calendars, even if it's just basic right now. At least you have understanding of how it works. Now, pasok pa ba to sa mga schedule ko kung akong tatanungin? Okay. So, questions? May question po ba? We clear? Clear naman yung instruction natin for the calendar practice. Okay. And next, portfolio building. Meron naman clear. O clear. Thumbs down pag hindi pa kayo marunong gumamit ng Canva, and thumbs up pag marunong na kayo mag-Canva. Go. Okay. Sino dito ang nakagawa na ng portfolio sa Canva? Example lang naman to. Sino dito may portfolio na sa Canva? Clap yourselves. May portfolio na sa Canva. Oh, perfect. Ongoing. Okay. So, isa sa mga magiging task ninyo or practice, sino yung naiyak? Wala pa. Okay lang yan kung wala pa, di ba? May crying emoticon. Huwag ka malungkot, Dai. Tuturo natin yan. Okay, so let me just show you an example of what mine looks like. Wag siya. So, ito ay so I have my own website and andun yung portfolio ko. So I have two because meron akong dalawang specialization. So dalawa yung portfolio na ginawa ko. Now if we are going to look at it from a technical writer portfolio. So ito simple, kung wala pa naman kayo mailalagay, kahit simple na lang, wala namang hindi naman kailangan may pa-fireworks or kung anong gusto niyo ilagay diyan. At least the people you are going to talk about or potential client knows what you are made of in terms of your skills. So, merong about me, ano ba yung meron tungkol sa iyo, about your specialization, ng may writing projects involves academic research, training, business writing. Ayan, happy client, sabi ng mga client sa akin, uto ako ng mga client na to. Ayan. So, what a happy client says. This is an actual portfolio, ha? Portfolio ko talaga to sa technical writing. So, client ko talaga to. And then, my best work, pwede kayo maglagay ng mga examples ng mga nagawa nyo before, and then present a simple visualization of what skills are
Coach, we're only seeing your calendar po. Sorry.
Ay, talaga ba? Pero kuda ko ng kuda, hindi naman sinasabi na ba naman? Teka lang, naka-freeze mo yung screen. Wait. Sabi na kailangan ng command. Kulang sa kain to, sorry guys. Okay, ayan na. Okay, kita na po ba?
Yes, Coach.
Ayan, so balikan natin ang example natin ng portfolio rito. Okay, una, let's start from the beginning. So, title, about yourself, ano yung specialization mo. Sample lang naman to, ha. You can make it customized according sa iyo. Now, about you, make it short and concise. Okay? Baka magtalambuhay ka dyan. Tapos lagay mo yung picture ni Charo Santos habang binabasa kunwari yung talambuhay mo. No. Just make it short and precise. Okay? Don't worry about your image. Clients don't actually, care what you look like. They are more fixated on what you can do than what you look like. All right. Writing projects, you can present ano yung mga usually ginagawa mo, like academic research, training, business writing, and then what your client says about your work. These are from my clients in Upwork. This one naman from another platform, ayan, but they are my actual clients. And then, pwede ka maglagay ng sample ng best work mo. Kasi dito magbe-basic client kung ano ba yung mga naging work mo before, mga na-accomplish mo before. This is what you call proof of work. Okay? Now, personal skills, pang-eme na lang yan kung gusto niyo maglagay. Tapos, contact information, and then, thank you. Ganun lang, kasimple. And then, I have another one. Pakita ko na din. So, I have another portfolio kasi dalawa yung niche ko. So, nagawa ko ng isa. Kayo, kung medyo 10 yung niche nyo, gawa kayo for every niche. Kasi, pag pinaghalo-halo nyo yan sa isang portfolio, ayan. Medyo magulo siya tingnan. So, about you, ganyan. Tulad nung kanina, your skills and ability, okay? Be truthful and honest with your skills rating, okay? Kung gusto niyo maglagay niyan. And then work experience. Yes, oo. Hindi na naman ba? Ano ba naman to?
Hindi po.
Teka lang. Share. Ayan. Ayun. Okay ulit. Ayan. Ito yung for my other niche. Okay. Ang hirap. Niche. Ulitin. Niche. Okay, niche. Okay. Alright. Yung about you, tulad nga nung sabi ko kanina, make it short and concise. Okay, iwasan natin magkwento ng pagkahaba-haba. Skills and ability, just rate your skills according to how you perceive your skills deserves in terms of rating. Okay, pag alam natin na medyo hindi tayo plakadong-plakado sa isang skill like strategic planning. Medyo ano kasi tayo diyan. Bagsak tayo ng onti sa strategic planning kasi go with the flow kind of person kasi tayo. So, okay lang yan. And then, work experience. Ano ba yung mga naging work experience mo before related to your skills, okay? Baka kasi naggawa ka ng portfolio as as an SMM. And then nilagay mo yung work experience mo dito dati nung nasa nasa Adonis ka pa. Hindi lang siya kinalaman doon, okay? So, make sure that it's relevant. All right? Tignan mo nga naman, nandito si Marian Rivera in the house. Kamusta si Ding Dong? Marian Rivera, sino ka dyan? Okay. Ayun, so going back, process pipeline and development. Dito papasok yung mga achievements mo before as a person specialized in that niche. Okay? And then process flow, kung nagawa ka ng process flow, ang pangit naman ng process flow na nandito. Ang guhit lang ng grade 2. Well, okay, parang kailangan ko palitan yan. Okay, so process flow, nga naman, from this to this, so dapat, planchadong-planchado. Tapos, SOPs implemented kung, etong kagandahan, kapag technical writer ka, marunong ka mag-document ng kahit ano. And then, get in touch, of course, how the client would be able to get in touch with you. Lahat naman yan, ginawa ko lang sa Canva. That's why nabanggit ko kanina, kung marunong kayo mag-Canva, it's a good opportunity para ma-practice nyo yung paggawa ng portfolio. Okay, so that's an assignment for you. And then let's go with mock client. What do you call this? Mock client interaction. I think meron kayong session with Mary Rose regarding sa client interview. Mock client interview, meron ba? If anyone can confirm, please confirm. Pero kung meron, that's good. This would be part of your activity na din. And then, tools mastery, may mga nabanggit tayong mga tools kanina. Okay, hindi naman kailangan lahat yon pag-aralan mo. Pero if you believe that, for example, learning QuickBooks would be helpful for you as a virtual assistant, then by all means, go with it. Wala namang masama pag-aralan siya, but make sure na you have to prioritize siguro yung kung ano yung mga dapat unahin. Okay, and then next, tignan natin kung ano ba yung status ng freelancing ngayon at this point. Sabi kasi nila, you can hear it from a lot of other content creators out there in social media saying na medyo saturated na si freelancing with a lot of people looking for clients sa industry. But here's the thing. Statistics show na there are 56.7 million people in the US alone are working as freelancers. They are either hybrid or 100% work from home. In the Philippines, wala tayong statistics, clear statistics of that, except from Upwork, who can provide numbers, general count, kung ilan ang nasa Pilipinas. But there's a lot. We can say over it's in millions already. So what we are trying to battle, ano ba yung pinaglalaban natin sa freelancing? Etong 1.2 trillion dollars annual growth lang naman. So if you as a person getting into freelancing and you wanted to get a chunk out of that 1.2 trillion dollars in global revenue as you're earning, then this is the industry for you. So this is one of the top well, not top, but one of the highest grossing industry globally right now in terms of workforce. Kasi malaki yung nag-generate niyang revenue. So with millions of freelancers at the moment producing this amount of money, so that means there are opportunities out there. And according to the aggregated annual growth percentage, freelancing is expected to grow by as much as 5% annually for the next 10 years. So expect that there would be a lot of demands for freelancing services out there. It's just that kung nahihirapan kayo ngayon to find that one client, maybe it's not, hindi kayo natatapat pa doon sa client na dapat para sa'yo, but keep on pursuing it. And then ano ba yung mga top countries ngayon with freelancers sa nag-outsource? Usually sa India, Philippines, Pakistan, Malaysia is actually an emerging market for freelancers right now. And then we are also competing with South America. A lot of countries in South America are also getting into freelancing. So yeah, we have to make sure na we bring our A game into this industry. once we get in. And then, what else? Ano lang to, trivial na lang. 30% of companies globally use freelancers. Actually, yung long-term client ko right now for 7 years is one of the Fortune 500, one of the Fortune 500 companies. Company siya, as in malaki. And then, they also hire freelancers. That's why andun ako ngayon. Kasi, they are, most of the companies, global companies, they are diversifying their workforce to make sure na nako-cover nila lahat ng mga labor markets. Kasi pwedeng may local, pwedeng may offshore, at meron din silang outsourced. Tayo yung outsource, okay? And there is an ongoing trend with a lot of bigger companies to adopt the same practice of diversifying their workforce para may chance din yung mga work from home, especially freelancers, to get into bigger companies, yung malalaking company, okay? So, ayan, given the future of freelancing at the moment, I hope that everybody has a good outlook on what's it gonna be for you for the next 2-5 years. God knows how long you're going to be in this industry, but once you get in, you're in. All right, and next is future of freelancing. Take note of this. If you are learning the basics at the moment, make sure that you also look into automation as part of your skill set, because a lot of tools at the moment are integrated. May integration ni AI. So automation will come in full force kapag medyo nagiging mas prominent si AI compared sa mga traditional tools. So increase a lot, there would be an increase of automation practices for freelancers. So something that you can look forward to, and as early as now, pwede nyong aralin or explore that idea. Remote work growth, nabanggit ko siya kanina, global expansion, and at the same time, sustainability. So when we talk about sustainability, freelancing offers more sustainable work life and life balance right now as it was before. So it reduces the need for you to, the yung mga common long commutes, ganyan. Mostly naman kayo kaya gusto niyo mag-work from home because gusto niyo iwasan yung mga ganon. Long commutes, promoting flexible schedules. So yun yung mga perks ng freelancing. So that can be sustainability in terms of work-life balance, and at the same time we're looking at the future of freelancing in terms of sustainable career. So when we say sustainable career, nabanggit ko kanina na unstable yung freelancing because of uncertainties, a lot of uncertainties. But the future of this industry is looking forward to something much more sustainable. And then there is also a rise in specialized skills. So ito yung sinasabi natin kanina. Niche skills like data analysis, AI specialization will experience increase in demand, given there is also an increase in demand in automation for as a future freelancing service that you can offer. That's something to think about moving forward. And then where to begin? We're about to hit our end of the hour session. So where to begin? Saan ba kayo magsisimula ngayon? Number 1, self-assessment. So when we say self-assessment, sa mga previous sessions ko ng revamp, meron ako dong skills inventory. Pwede kong i-share yun sa classroom. Ano siya? Questionnaire at saka sheet. Nasasagutan nyo lang para malaman nyo kung ano yung mga current strengths nyo right now in terms of skills, and interest. Like I said, you would be creating more advantage for yourself if you are starting from where you are the strongest at. So what we mean by that is nile-leverage mo yung strength mo kung ano yung meron ka na ngayon. Okay? Mas madali kasing ilaban yun kesa yung nag-acquire ka pa lang tapos inilalaban mo na. Doon tayo sa meron ka na. Okay? Use that and then assess yourself how well you are in terms of different skill sets, different knowledge, different work areas. Tignan natin yan. And then choosing a niche, select an area where you have expertise or strong interest. Kasi importante yon, dapat alam mo yung, hindi lang dapat alam mo yung ginagawa mo, dapat interesado ka sa ginagawa mo. Okay? Magkaiba kasi yung alam mo lang. Pag alam mo yon, then alam mong gawin. Pero you don't have the motivation to do it. When you do something that you like doing, motivation is always there. Hindi siya nawawala. Okay? And then, building a portfolio, sinabi ko na yan kanina, be visible in freelancing platforms. Marami kasi yun eh. Ang dami na yan ngayon. Dati, Upwork lang, freelancer.ph, Fiverr, LinkedIn. Actually ngayon, LinkedIn, talamak na rin sa hiring at looking for work na eksena doon. So, marami nang naghanap ng work sa LinkedIn. I don't know anybody who actually had client from LinkedIn yet. Parang meron data. I'm not sure. Pero you can explore that possibility of getting a client from LinkedIn as well. And eto na nga, inuulitin na naman natin, networking. Leverage your personal network and social media to connect with potential clients, not just potential client, but people who you think would be able to open up opportunities for you. So, kung nakapollow kayo sa home buddies ngayon sa Facebook, kasi gusto nyo ng ideas para mapaganda yung bahay nyo, might as well, join similar pages or groups. This time naman, with freelancing, and then don't be afraid to connect with people, talk to people who are also in the same journey as you, and don't be afraid as well to approach people who are already in this industry that you think would be able to help you out, get started, okay? So number one na dyan, itong group natin ito with Vloggy Mary. We have a lot of mentors here that can actually help you get started. Just don't be afraid to ask. And then keep learning, all right? Stay updated on trends, continuously refine your skills. So that's the keyword of the day, refinement, okay? We might like it rough and raw, but refine is the game, name of the game with freelancing. The more refined you are, the more masterful you are, you're very, very expert, then you have a better edge of getting started. All right, so questions before we head on. Kuy, wala ka binanggit sa edad, grabe kayo sa akin. Benjamin, do you have a question? Sorry, hindi ko nakita agad yung ano mo. Ay, ito, pinost na lang niya. Sorry naman, hindi ko nakita yung nag-raise hand ka pala. For someone na galing sa healthcare industry na wala pang experience sa freelancing but may experience sa corporate since it seems limited na yung options for demand for medical healthcare-related PA, is it better to learn or explore other niche instead na mas in demand, medyo undecided, how to build my brand? Medical healthcare-related, medyo familiar ko versus other than demand. Okay, so in this case, Benjamin, or Benjamin, you already have a solid background in healthcare. Nabanggit ko kasi kanina na baka hindi mo pa lang nakikita yung right client for you. Are you trying to get a direct client right now or ini-explore mo din yung possibility na baka pwedeng sa agency? Kasi may mga agencies for VA na specialize sila for healthcare. They provide VAs specifically in the healthcare industry. Popular, I think, si Hello Rish. And meron kaming pre-promote before, which is My Mountain Mover. It is also an agency na specialized in healthcare. Kasi mas maganda na doon ka magsimula sa, alam mo na, kasi healthcare is very specific. Okay? Not everyone actually has the same experience as you. Out of 100 people, let's say 50% of them came from BPO, came from the office environment, mga office workers sila before, office managers, or mga BPO agents, supervisors. But that is a bulk of the population. Out of the 100 people, there would only be just 1-2% of you out there who has that specialized experience. Kasi if I'm going to be a client looking for a VA, I can just get any VA I want. I can get as many VA I want, but I'm looking for something or someone that has this specific background. In your case, healthcare. Actually, malaki yung market mo. I'm just not sure what your approach right now in terms of applying and finding clients. Maybe medyo may kailangan lang tayong improve sa approach mo para makahanap ka ng magandang client with your background, because you know I know a lot of people who wants to get into medical and healthcare niche sa freelancing as a VA, but they cannot kasi wala sila nung credentials and experience na hinahanap, which is meron ka. So you are one in 100, 1 in 1,000 person who has that specific specialization. So use it, okay? And this if you're not decided right now, I'm just saying this from experience point of view. Kasi mas in my experience, mas na madali sa akin na makakuha ng client doon sa mga niche na alam kong nagawa ko na before or na-experience ko na before. May nagtaas ng kamay, go ahead po. Sino yung nag-raise ng hand? Meron ba? Parang meron. Napindot lang. Charlene, ayan. At dahil napindot mo lang, Charlene. Teka lang. Hanapin natin yung portfolio mo, Charot. I would like to expect that everybody will follow through doon sa natin, doon sa naging assignments natin, because that is very important. I truly believe that those practices would help you somehow establish yourself with skills, at least basic. And Julie, meron siyang group chat, nabanggit kanina ni Mary Rose yun, yung group chat na yun. Nandun ka na ba sa classroom? If wala pa-approach yung yung admin natin para may i-add ka, okay? So that concludes our session for today. I hope you had a lot of takeaways from this session. And follow naman dyan. If nasa TikTok kayo, ayan. Follow naman tayo dyan. Alright, hindi tayo ganun ka, hindi tayo ganun ka hardcore content creator, pero we upload content as much as possible, as much as we can. Alright? Para makapagbahagi ng kaalaman sa ating mga kababayan. Tagalog. Wait. Naka-follow na po. Ayun na. Ayun na nga. So, picture daw. Before we end, we are going to si Nikki nagpapapila na ano yan? May ayuda ba tayo? So, let's take a picture, everyone. Mag-ano tayo? Picture tayo. And just like everybody else, just like everybody working in this industry, hindi po uso ang ligo. Uy, wait. Kaya ako ay medyo kulang yan sa ngayon. Teka, paano ko ba kayo palitan ko lang yung tiles. Change layout. Tile. Wait, para kita lahat. Change layout. $49. Wait lang ha, kasi hindi ko gusto ko makita ang lahat. Alright. Alright, wait. Ayan, kita na kayong lahat. Okay, sige, mag-open na ako ng camera. Hindi na mahalatang maasim ako ngayon eh. So, wait lang. Kita ba ako? Anong whole body? Ano yung picture? One by one. Oh, wait lang. May nakaharang. Ano ito nakaharang na itong talk time na ito? Ayan. 4 artists naka-tarpaulin. Okay, ready na ba kayo? Wait lang ha. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. So kayo nakaganon. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go. Ayan.